Before the 1963 constitution was abrogated, the independence of each region was sufficient enough to create healthy competition within the regions in a manner that all the regions were developing because of competition. The Western region will establish a university. The North followed suit to establish a university with even faculties.
Let's talk about Nigeria now. You've mentioned restructuring as your core focus. A lot of people see restructuring, the word restructuring, as a cliche because it seems to have been overflogged.
Yes.
What is restructuring from your point of view, and how do you intend to, as a presidential candidate, or if you become the president, how would you adapt restructuring? What would you define restructuring as to the Nigerian populace?
Whenever you are on a path in life, one has to sit down and review where you are, whether it's working for you, and if it's not working for you, you have to reform. So if you like, instead of restructuring, use the word reform. Some people would rather have recalibrate. Some people would rather have review. Some people will have rather renew. But the most important thing is that there is a renaissance required for Nigeria. Nigeria hasn't been working. It's not working. And there are principles. We've seen and identified that over-centralization of certain public services breeds inefficiency because you cannot reach the people properly. Over-centralization of decision-making too does not work for good governance because at times it excludes certain people. The issue of resource control within the current constitution is also expropriatory. That is, it takes ownership of Nigeria out of the hands of Nigerians. Another issue and another factor of the Nigerian constitution, because the basis of the restructuring of Nigeria, or the basis of Nigeria's structure, is within the constitution it sits in. And I've told you about the aspect of Nigeria which puts premium on population. And if you have an incentive in your constitution that pays you to have more children without a corresponding incentive or sanction for you to educate those children, which is what the constitution says. Because there's a section in Nigeria's constitution currently, chapter 2, derivative principles, state principles, directive principles and state policy, which requires that every state should educate its children. But that section of Nigerian constitution is non-justiciable and you can't charge anybody to court for it. But you can charge people to court if they don't pay you your revenue allocation based on your population. And this is why we have a population growth rate of over 3.5% and an economic growth rate of less than 1.9. This is why you have several children out of school. This is why you have this Almajiri system, which is supposed to be imposed on the rest of the country. Before the 1963 constitution was abrogated, the independence of each region was sufficient enough to create healthy competition within the regions in a manner that all the regions were developing because of competition. The Western region will establish a university. The North followed suit to establish a university with even better faculties in certain areas. In those days, if anybody wanted to read architecture in Nigeria, we go to Ahmadu Bello University.
Or vet medicine.
Or vet medicine. If you wanted to play basketball as a university student, you go to Ahmadu Bello University. If you wanted to do social sciences, it was in Ibadan. Medicine in Ibadan. Although you have them in others, but they developed specialty, and at that time, all those universities were recognized amongst the best 100 in the world. The UCH, before it was taken over by the federal government, used to host all the experts in tropical medicine, not only in West Africa, but globally. UCH, Ibadan University College Hospital, at one time admitted the King of Saudi Arabia. That was not when a time when federal government decided it was going to take stuff over. Or at least the management thereof was not as centralized. So this is what we're saying. You cannot run Nigeria. You cannot run, for example, the European Union, which is made up of several countries that speak different languages. You cannot run it like you run in a village where everybody thinks the same, everybody eats the same. And this is what we're saying. So what we mean by restructuring, we have to reform Nigeria in a way that it works more for the people and it's more of a reflection of who we really are.